Ladies and gentlemen, this is TVP World. You're watching another edition of Military Mind, bringing you news from the front lines. I'm your host, Benjamin Lee. Despite the 3-day ceasefire reportedly agreed to by Russia and Ukraine with US mediation, new Russian strikes on Ukrainian territory were recorded over the past 24 hours, causing casualties and damage. In the Kherson region, Russian shelling killed 2 people and wounded 2 others. According to local authorities, Russian forces targeted critical and social infrastructure in residential areas. In the Kharkiv region, 5 civilians were wounded in shelling and drone attacks. Overnight, Russian drones also targeted the Dnipro region. Regional officials said residential buildings caught fire, although no casualties were reported. On the front line, analysts say Russian forces are increasingly focusing their summer offensive on the Zaporizhzhia sector. According to military observers, the Russian command has recently shifted the concentration of its forces towards the Orikhiv area and southwest of Huilopole. The apparent objective is to gradually encircle Ukrainian defensive positions in this sector. Analysts also say that this reflects a broader operational logic in Russian planning. The Russian command appears to have concluded that any deeper offensive towards Zaporizhzhia will be difficult without first weakening or eliminating the Ukrainian defensive zone around Orikhiv. As a result, Russian forces are concentrating on this objective before attempting larger operational advances. Moving now to the Middle East, Hezbollah claimed it struck a launcher belonging to Israel's Iron Dome air defense systems. Video released by the group appears to show an FPV drone approaching the launcher and hitting it near the missile rails. Hezbollah later claimed that it carried out a second strike after technical personnel arrived on the site. Earlier on May 4th, Israeli forces were also reported to have set up an armored vehicle position in Lebanon that was later targeted by Hezbollah FPV drones. One of the reported targets was a Nemer heavy armor personnel carrier. This is not the first time Hezbollah has claimed attacks on Iron Dome systems. A similar incident was reported back in June 2024 when the group said it used an Almas anti-tank missile system. In one of the hottest battle zones in the Donetsk region, a telling drama is unfolding, revealing the true cause of Russia's human wave attacks and the Russian military command's attitude towards its own troops. For the 5th day in a row, a group of Russian soldiers had been trapped in the collapsed basement of a 5-story building, which became a mass grave after it was hit by an aerial bomb. The building, which the occupiers had tried to use as a stronghold and a place to rest between assaults, was destroyed in a powerful explosion. The reinforced concrete floors from all 5 stories collapsed inward, completely blocking the exit from the basement.
На секунду, пацаны. Чё ставим, а? Чё скажешь?
Ни еды, ни воды, выхода,
Уже 5-й день.
завалило на.
Опа, вот в руинах. Старый, скажи пару слов.
Завалило.
Ничего, нормально.
Пацаны все раненые, 200-е.
Баба. Завалило нас. Такие. Баба. Как ты, братан?
The Ukrainian city of Mariupol, which the Russian army is attempting to turn into a deeper rear base and logistic hub, has once again came under attack from Ukrainian weapons. The Hornet suicide drones carried out a series of successful strikes, clearly demonstrating that there are no off-limits areas for Ukrainian retaliation, and the ruins of Azovstal continue to stand as a reminder of the enemy's destruction. The Hornet's main target were convoys and individual vehicles transporting supplies to Russian forces. A particularly powerful psychological moment in the operation came when Ukrainian drones flew over key points in the city. Cameras on the Hornet drones captured footage above the Azovstal plant, a fortress that has become a symbol of resilience. The war in Ukraine is once again reshaping our understanding of aerial combat tactics. High-tech solutions are replacing ramming maneuvers and nets as the Ukrainian armed forces begin using FPV drones equipped with firearms to intercept and destroy Russian drones. Mounting a weapon on the lightweight frame of an FPV drone is a complex engineering challenge. It requires balancing the load, powering the firing mechanism, and maintaining accuracy in strong winds. But Ukrainian developers are overcoming these obstacles, transforming a standard quadcopter into a full-fledged robotic fighter. While Russia attempts to scale up drone production, Ukrainian long-range strike forces are destroying the very foundation of the occupiers' aerial reconnaissance instructors, training centers, and command posts. As a result of a series of precision strikes by FP2 drones, strategic targets deep in the rear of the Donetsk and Luhansk regions were hit. A training center for UAV operators also came under attack. The Russian army had set up the facility at an industrial or administrative site, counting on the distance from the front line to shield it from attack. And with that footage, we conclude this edition of Military Mind. But for more news, update, and commentary, please stay tuned to TVP World.